So, a lot of businesses right now are asking themselves the same thing. How do we get beyond just playing around with AI and actually, transform? Well, the answer really starts with understanding a super important distinction. It all boils down to this one question. See, there's a huge difference between just using an AI tool and truly becoming an AI-enabled business. One of those is just a tactic. The other? That's a total fundamental transformation of how you operate. And this lays it out perfectly. On one side, you've got using AI. That's like a project, a single tool, a pilot program. But on the other side, being AI-enabled is a whole different ballgame. It's a foundational capability, a new operating model. It stops being a project you do, and it becomes part of the very DNA of how your business runs. Now, let's be honest. Does this look a little too familiar? For so many companies, this is just Tuesday. You've got your CRM over here, a million spreadsheets for reports, endless email threads, project tools, billing systems, and nothing is really talking to each other. It's just chaos, a constant state of digital noise. And here's the absolute kicker. An AI agent just can't work in that kind of environment. It's impossible. They get stuck, they make mistakes, because they need one source of truth. They need clear, structured, and most importantly, trusted information to do their job. This fragmentation, it's the single biggest thing holding businesses back. So, how do you fix it? Well, after looking at tons of different companies, a really clear pattern starts to show up. It's not one single magic bullet. It's a foundation built on 6 core ingredients. And here they are. This is the blueprint. This is how you cut through all that digital noise we were talking about. Think of these 6 things as the essential pillars you need to build a truly AI-enabled organization. So let's start with the bedrock, the technical stuff. All right, let's dig into the first pillar, the technical foundation. This is all about getting the underlying plumbing and wiring of your business right before you try to pour all this amazing intelligence on top of it. Ingredient number 1 is the one that most people, frankly, underestimate: connected systems and unified data. This is completely non-negotiable. It's what creates that single source of truth we keep talking about. It allows AI agents to act with confidence because they're working with information that's actually accurate and up to date. Now let's jump to its technical partner, ingredient number 6, because they really go hand in hand. You need a modular tech foundation. What that means is having a connected operating system, an engine to orchestrate all your workflows, and then separate layers for your operations and the AI. The key here is that it's built to scale, so you can grow without having to rip everything out and start over. Okay, so you've got the tech side sorted. Fantastic. But honestly, that's only half the story. Now we've got to look at the human foundation, because the best tech in the world is totally useless if your people aren't ready for it. And what I love about this is how it completely redefines what work even looks like. This is ingredient number 2, crystal clarity on who does what. The agents, they handle the repetitive, structured stuff, the first 80% of the grunt work. This frees up your people to do what humans are amazing at: using judgment, making big decisions, interpreting tricky situations, and building real relationships. You see, it doesn't get rid of people. It gets rid of the administrative weight they were never supposed to carry in the first place. This quote it hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It's the perfect setup for our next ingredient. Everyone gets so obsessed with the technology, but the real mountain to climb, it's almost always the people side of things. And that leads us straight to ingredient number 4. You have to invest in your culture. This is all about helping your team work with AI, not fight against it or work around it. That means transparency from leadership, really clear communication, and training people in new ways of working. You have to give people a safe space to experiment and, this is a big one, turn that natural skepticism into genuine curiosity. So we've got our technical foundation solid and our human foundation is in place. The final pillar is the strategic one. This is about setting the rules of the road and, figuring out where this journey is actually headed. First up is ingredient number 3, governance. Now, I know what you're thinking. Governance sounds like a stuffy, boring word for bureaucracy and red tape. But it's not that at all. It's actually about building confidence. Good governance creates clear rules of engagement so everyone, from leadership to the front lines, can trust the system and knows the boundaries. So what does that mean in practice? Well, governance defines things like, when is an AI agent allowed to act on its own? When does it absolutely need a human to sign off? What happens when something goes wrong? How do we manage risk? Without these rules, people just won't trust it, and your AI will stay a cool toy instead of becoming a core part of how you operate. And finally, we have ingredient number 5, a clear vision, your North Star. Without this, companies just drift. They end up with a bunch of random pilot projects that don't connect to anything bigger. Your North Star is that defined future state, that future operating model that gets everybody in the entire organization pulling in the same direction. And a really strong North Star gives you concrete answers. It tells you exactly what this new model looks like, where AI agents are going to play a role, and what outcomes actually matter. It helps you decide what to automate first and how you're even going to measure success. All that clarity, it stops wasted effort and just massively accelerates your progress. So we've walked through all 6 of the core ingredients. But why go through all this trouble? Let's talk about the payoff, because when you get these foundations right, something pretty amazing starts to happen. Suddenly, information is flowing the way it's supposed to. The data is reliable, so decisions that used to take weeks of digging and checking, they now happen with real speed and confidence. Your people are finally free from that administrative grind. That huge weight of repetitive tasks just gets lifted off their shoulders, and they can focus on work that actually matters. The whole organization just feels lighter, faster, more agile. And really, this is what it's all about. When your systems and your people are all working together in harmony, scaling the business isn't scary anymore. Growth starts to feel exciting and, more importantly, totally achievable again. And that brings us right back to where we started. You've finally made the shift. AI isn't some separate thing you're doing anymore. It's just woven into the fabric of your daily operations. It becomes just how you run. So, I'm going to leave you with one last question to think about. You've seen the blueprint, you know the ingredients to become AI-enabled. Now you have to ask yourself, what's the real cost of doing nothing? What's the cost of staying exactly as you are?